can't go up.
Well, no, because it's back.
Okay, can I go back to?
No, no, we're good. All right, hey everybody. Maybe this will work this time. Taxman here, broadcasting live from beautiful Grand Beach, Manitoba. If you're not familiar where that is, it's actually an hour outside of Winnipeg, which is where I live. And I'm on vacation now, but we managed to hit 200 viewers. I'm gonna fix my hat too. My goodness, we managed to hit 200 viewers on the YouTube page. So I wanted to do a quick thank you, a little AMA, and all that kind of fun stuff for everybody who's been tuning into the show, helping out with the show, and everything else. So I will. There's Lori. Lori, I'll say hi with a spoon in your mouth that you're chewing on. You might just say hi the whole time.
Say hi. Look at Daddy's phone.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Are you a big girl?
Are you a big girl or what?
No.
Well, yeah, you're okay. So that's L'Oreal. That's one of my daughters. Yeah. There. Yeah, thank you. And my other one is currently being held by my wife. That would be Lacey. And so yeah, I just wanted to do this thing for everybody. Essentially, just answer some questions if anybody had any questions, and just kind of go from there. So I did have a couple of questions. Both came from Hollywood Southern Dandy. You guys may remember him from one of the previous one of the previous episodes that I did. That was the WrestleMania review. Also went into a great deal on Cody Rhodes as well for that episode. But anyways, he had a couple of questions. One of which was, and I have to kind of see if I can pull it up here.
Simpsons. Something else.
Yeah, it was. It was in reference to an old Simpsons episode. In the Itchy and Scratchy CD-ROM, how do you pass the level or gatekeeper level without using the key? I can't really remember the exact quote right now, but it's just an old Simpsons reference. If you knew anything about Hollywood Southern Dandy, you would know that one of the things we share is our great love for old Simpsons episodes. But he actually had a different question, which was, I'm going to see if that does anything. Maybe. I don't even know if I'm live. This thing might just be a complete clusterfuck, but whatever. It's all part of the fun. So his other question was if I had any favorite wrestling games, and I actually have two. One of which is, I believe it's called WrestleFest. It's actually an arcade game, and Hollywood actually had this at a bar restaurant that him and his family owned, and we used to spend hours playing it. Essentially playing each other or in the Royal Rumble mode or in tag team mode or whatever. We just spent hours and hours and hours beating it with every character. Like there's Hulk Hogan, there was Macho Man, Macho Man wasn't in that one. There's Ultimate Warrior, Ted DiBiase, Demolition. There's a bunch. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. So that's one of my favorites of all time. And Lacey's coming in now. Hi, Lacey. Hi. The other one, my favorite of all time, was Super WrestleMania. That was for the Super Nintendo, and it wasn't really a traditional wrestling game. It was more of like an arcade style fighting game. But I'm a big Bret Hart fan, and Bret Hart was in the game, and I would just try and beat the game with him all the time because, like I said, I'm a big mark. So, to answer those two questions, those were. Like I said, my two favorite wrestling games of all time, if you will. So, yeah, two questions that this thing might be a lot faster than I thought it was. And once again, like, I've never done this before, so I don't even know if this is working or not, to be perfectly honest. But, okay, my wife's popping big time for something. So, anyways.
Shout back to that Mark guy who tried to comment on your first one that failed.
Oh, yeah. Hey again to Mike if you came back or not. I don't really know. This thing is just a massive disaster. So if this one didn't work, maybe I'll try it again. Probably won't be tonight because I have a feeling it might be it has to do with the internet connection out here.
There
at
might
the
be
lake.
3 videos.
Or there might be 80 videos and none of them make any sense, and you guys are gonna flip through them and go, "What the fuck is this?" Hey, Andre's there. Yeah, look at this crazy guy. Yeah, fuck this guy. I don't know. It's Andre. He's from the wrestlingwithwrestling.com website. Happy to have you on. My wife has no idea who any of you are, but I think it's hilarious. She actually hates wrestling in general. Yes. Hi. Hi, L'Oreal. Yeah, my wife can't stand wrestling.
Oh, you
Funny
should
enough.
post a video of L'Oreal trying to put a move on you.
Oh, I should. Yeah, maybe I'll put that on there. So, my daughter L'Oreal, this one who's currently beating the table with a spoon. Yeah, learned her first armbar. Hi. Learned her first submission the other day. Tried to put me in an armbar as I was trying to do push-ups out at the lake here. So that's a lot of fun. Hi. Yeah, the people don't want your soother though. Jeez, well this thing's going off the rails pretty quickly.
So we don't do wrestling.
This is why we don't, yeah, because nobody enjoys wrestling except me and in the family for now until my daughters are a bit older. Then they will be definitely involved in it. We'll say, yeah, the pool out in the backyard. Actually, that's a new addition to the cottage here. That was a joint venture between Orlando's parents and us, and yeah, picked a heck of a week to use it because it's been pretty nice out here. Mid-20s. We didn't have much rain. It's supposed to get rain tomorrow, but maybe we should have done the AMA tomorrow. But fuck it, I decided to waste my time tonight. But yes, Loria. Oh yeah, that's right. What is he gonna say? That's right. So yeah, she's out of control as you can see, and obviously now when you guys see that I don't post a lot of reviews on time or sometimes at all, it's because of these two. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Because who would be mad at these?
Oh, she's trying to eat your mic.
Yeah, look, she's already getting her podcast in. So yeah, there we go. A couple of things I wanted to touch on. Oh yeah, the rewind. Yes. So, if you guys haven't, yeah, there goes my mic. Maybe I won't do any other episodes for a little bit. Oh, Lacey, that's okay. That's okay. So obviously, if you haven't seen it yet, the TNA Impact in Reverse series that I've started, there are now 4 episodes released. So I have a ton pre-recorded that I will get to kind of as the view counts get up and everything else. So if you haven't seen them yet, so far I've covered Kevin Nash, Tara, Christopher Daniels, and see, I gotta think here for a second. Oh, it's Taryn Terrell. I don't want to say one that I'm going to be doing currently now to kind of spoil the surprise or whatever. So currently I've done those 4. There's a ton that I have pre-recorded. They will be going or getting posted. I should say not going posted. Use proper grammar. Couple of these, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, Taryn Terrell. Yeah. So they will be going up on the wrestlingwithwrestling.com website very soon. I just haven't had a lot of time to put them on the website. And same thing with, I don't know if you caught it, Andre, or if anybody else did. I did a great had a great conversation last week with Jenna from Jenna's Body Slam. She had a great article written about the state of female or women's professional wrestling. Oh dear God. The state of women's professional wrestling in WWE specifically. So I had her on the show. We had a great conversation about that. That will also be getting posted to the wrestlingwithwrestling.com website. In addition to all of this, you can now stream and download past and present episodes of the Impact Review show. You can go to
your sister soother. Sorry, that's why I was crying.
You can go to the there's an Audio Boom link on my Twitter page, audioboom.com/some plethora of X's, O's, numbers, letters, and gimmicks. I don't remember what they all are. But you can find us on iTunes. Obviously, just search Six Sided Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and there's a couple others. I don't know if they've been approved yet or what's going on with them. I'm still waiting word. iHeartRadio is really slow apparently. Deezer, I don't even know what the fuck it is, but we're gonna post on there because if you can find, steal, pawn, whatever episodes of the Six Sided Podcast. Hey, Mike. Yeah. Okay, Mike. Because you're watching now, I just like totally lost my train of thought. Was the video working before or no? You can tell me that. I'll see it as it pops up in the chat now because I don't know what the fuck was going on before. But anyways, yes, and L'Oreal is singing now. No, see, yeah, so it wasn't working at all. So thanks, Mike. Yeah, Mike's in the house. Yeah, everybody watch out.
Thanks, Wakey, for setting this one
Yeah,
up.
thanks, big shout out to my wife who hates wrestling to help me get my wrestling live cast going tonight because I don't know what the fuck. I couldn't figure it out on the goddamn computer and she got it on the phone. So yeah, now I just sound like a big nerd who doesn't know how technology works. Farthest thing from the truth, but whatever. Like I said, I had a couple of yeah, it's a complete opposite. But my wife actually knows nothing about computers and was able to help me out with this one. But yeah, that's right. Okay, my whole train of thoughts that I was getting back to. Oh yeah, so like I said, the current episodes of Impact Wrestling will be posted, like I said, on the Audio Boom site and therefore streaming and downloadable on every other platform that I have previously mentioned. Sorry, I gotta fix my daughter's chair here because she's doing this. Rock again, because you look like a big jabroni. And she's like trying to, yeah, she's trying to get her chair off of the, trying to get her high chair off the other chair. We're just gonna let her down. Yeah. Please. Anyways, so I'm gonna try this all over again. Good Lord. So if you guys are interested in the old episodes. See, you keep telling me about this Matt. I'm going on a tangent again. You keep telling me about this Matt Hart Andre, and I don't know who he is, and I feel like we gotta get together somehow in some way, shape, or form to not that way. You're such a duster, honey. Because I want to hear if this guy sounds like me or not, and maybe it'll be. Everybody knows that GIF on Twitter with the two Spider-Mans doing the like. I feel like it's gonna be one of those. But yeah, well. This is just going off the rails. This is tremendous. I don't know. I'm going to watch this thing from the back and no. Well, I shouldn't do live videos without prep or being on vacation or whatever else. Anyways, the whole tangent that I've been getting off of, I'm going to get back to now. If you guys are curious or want to have the old episodes as cringeworthy as some of them were of the Impact Review and Results show, I will put them on the streamable or downloadable services that I've mentioned previously. There's 4 now because I think that's where we started, was with 4. And then obviously if the other 18, if you guys want to see them on there, let me know and I'll put them up, obviously. Same thing with getting everything that I mentioned previously on the WrestlingWithWrestling.com website. Just like I said, I haven't had time between obviously my 2 daughters and home life and work and yada yada yada, all these sad sack stories, whatever. My God, this is just and it's funny, like. You would think like, oh, maybe he's a stumbling dummy and he does this all the time during the podcast. That's actually not true. I actually don't really have to edit a lot out of my podcast, surprisingly. And if you ask Mike, who did one with me, or Kyle, if he's listening or tunes in later, there's not a lot. Just if I'm not prepared, which I'm kind of not right now, this is kind of the way it goes. So you guys are kind of getting, you're getting what you get, if you will. So. With all that being said, is if there are any other questions or comments you guys want me to cover before I get out of here, obviously I'll throw it in the group chat or this little chat magical gimmick that comes up on my screen here, and I'll get to them. Otherwise, I will say that obviously I'm on vacation right now. I will not be watching tonight's episode of Impact. That would be the Redefine show. That I can't wait to see when I get back at home. Yeah, I am struggling. that I can't wait to see when I get home, actually. Obviously, one of the matches was spoiled previously, but I'm still very excited to see how that match is and kind of what the story coming out of that match is. And I just want to see the crowd. The crowd has been tremendous this entire set of tapings from Toronto. I'm very curious to see after Bound for Glory, and that's the show that's going to be held in New York. If the crowd, because it's much smaller, that venue I believe only holds 1,000 or so, whereas the Rebel Complex was almost triple. Obviously not for the tapings, but for the pay-per-view that was there. Of course, that would have been Slammiversary. So I'm curious to see if the energy from the crowd, and I know it's in a different country, and I know New York crowds are sometimes fickle. No offense, but that's kind of, it's just kind of the way it is. But that's also why if it doesn't work in New York, it's not going to work anywhere. It's kind of like restaurants in Winnipeg. A lot of big chain restaurants do their test launches in Winnipeg because if it ain't going to work here, it's not going to work anywhere. And that's kind of like, it's true, actually. My wife's kind of shaking her head, but it's true.
I'm having a weird tangent.
But I'm making a comparison. This is why you don't do the program. And
There's a whole lot of reasons
and because
why
you
I
hate
don't do
wrestling.
the program.
But so I'm curious to see if the energy. Yeah, I see. I wasn't insulting. I said it tongue in cheek, right? But really, though, if something is not going to get over in New York, it's not going to get over anywhere, regardless. But what I'm curious to see if the energy from the crowd carries over from the energy that the tapings in both Windsor and Toronto have brought to the table, because I really think that they've elevated and stepped up the game. I know that's not saying much compared to everything being done in the dead zone before. Obviously, that would be in Orlando, and I hope to God they stay away from there for a long time. But if the energy can carry on from the crowd into the New York tapings, then I'm very much more optimistic, we'll say, that it'll then transfer to Vegas when they're there for those set of tapings and pay-per-view. I'm sure there's going to be pay-per-view there if they haven't announced it already. So yeah, just this resurgence in crowd energy, in my opinion, has played a big part of why these tapings have been so successful. And we're shedding, or not we, because obviously I don't work for them, but Impact now is shedding that label of, oh yeah, they got a bunch of free tourists in the building and they don't make a lot of noise. Well, that sure as fuck's not the case anymore. And it's fantastic for us, the viewers, to watch and just to be involved with. And I actually had a tremendous talk with Jimmy. Unfortunately, the audio kind of got garbled just between bad connections. I don't know where it happened. I still have it saved on my computer. I've honestly been working on it for, it's been a month that we've had the conversation, to try and pick apart bits and pieces of really relevant things about his experience being in the crowd. And I know that there was a lot of people who talked about it online after it happened, and unfortunately a lot of those people were spoiling it for others, and that's just kind of the way it goes. But Jimmy had done such a good job because I didn't know anything coming out of the tapings. Obviously that changed with a certain match getting spoiled in a mainstream media outlet. I don't think you could call them that, but fuck it, whatever. It's a better thing than calling them a sheet writer. I'd hate for TMZ to be labeled with the same broad stroke as some of these fucking dirt sheet writers. But anyways, there's my little shot of the show. So I had to talk with Jimmy coming out of the tapings, and he was just talking about how good the crowd was and just how it now is such just a meeting place for everybody. He's meeting other fans from even outside the country. They're talking on Twitter. They're meeting up. They're going for meals. They're going for drinks. Uppy, you want to come uppy? I can't pick you up right now. Maybe Orlando can put her on. There we go.
You're stuck Lacey's leg.
Yeah, we're going to do this. Maybe. Yeah. So just how it was for the crowds to be energized and interactive, not just with the... Yeah, San's a doorknob, and obviously I fucking cut a promo on him on whatever it was, episode 7 or so, but just how energized the crowds are with each other, not just with the product. The product is great, and fans being, we'll use the cliche term, impacted by the product is a good thing, no doubt. But the fact that fans are now, I gotta switch hands and everything too here. What? Yes, we will. Anyways, the fact that fans just don't care don't care just about the product, they care about the direction of the company, interacting with everybody, getting other people on board, and getting people who maybe wouldn't have given it a chance before. Now they're bringing them to the shows. Now they're getting them exposed. And it's great for us fans. It's great for the company, obviously, and it's a win-win for everybody. So, with all that being said, I think I'm about set to wrap it up here for tonight.
L'Oreal.
I think as my daughter's blowing up our cabin here, not even our cabin, it's my wife's parents' cabin. If there's nothing else, or if there's anything else you guys want me to touch on, obviously just leave it in the comments section right here. If I go off the air and I miss it, I will make sure that I get into it. I do want to say a big thank you to a lot of people for honestly getting me to where I am at this point in time. Andre Corbeil, obviously, for getting me to be a part of the WrestlingWithWrestling.com website, has been a tremendous asset for myself. Guys like Mike Larkin on the chat right here, Kyle and Trent from the We Talk Impact show, they help me out all the time. We do such a good job of kind of promoting each other. Same thing with Robert. Robert Does Wrestling. What up, if you're watching? I still got to get you on the show. I owe you one. So he's been tremendous with me as well, helping out. There's been a lot of people on Twitter who have done such a fantastic job of putting me over all the time. Like Cody, like Dennis has been fantastic lately. Terry, fellow Manitoban, she's been great. Yeah, Trent's awesome, to be honest. If you've never had a conversation with him, you're missing out. The guy knows so much in the production side and the backstage side of wrestling, a lot more than a lot of us have any idea about. And the production side, the guy he's a mastermind when it comes to production. But anyways, so all of them, Autobus Maximus has been awesome. Obviously, Krenigma, I got to say a big shout out to you. He's the one who actually did the intro and outro videos for the TNA Impact in Reverse show, and they're fantastic in my opinion. Perhaps I'm jaded because I'm using them, and it's my fucking show. I should be happy with it. But anyways, so big shout out to Krenigma as well. If I'm missing anybody, it's not that you are being forgotten or you're not like at the top of my head or whatever. Like I said, I'm doing this on the fly. Just as a thank you to everybody for sticking with me. I know we had a rocky start. It's been getting progressively better. I'm really happy with the way that the TNA Impact in Reverse shows have been previous to this point, and the ones after. Obviously, the first one I did was the first one I aired. I've been kind of sequentially ordered after that, if you haven't been able to tell. But I've been getting a lot more comfortable. And for me, going back and researching a lot of this stuff and watching the matches just gives you such an appreciation for where the company has been. Because obviously, there's been times when it's been unquestionably a rival to the big show. Obviously, it'd be a treat to see them get back there, whether they can or not. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, rocky starts are good because it is all up from there. And that's kind of like with this new regime of Impact. Rocky start. It's been nothing but aces ever since. And I'm positive, and I think that the rest of you are. And if you're not, then I don't see why you wouldn't be almost. But in the direction of the company, where they're going, I truly think that we could see Impact. And it's not going to happen on Pop, let's be honest. And I've already said my piece on U.S. viewership ratings. You can go ahead and check that episode. I believe it aired 2 weeks ago. I go into why they matter, why they don't, and all that kind of stuff. And what they actually mean in the grand scheme of things. But I digress again a little bit. So I lost my train of thought actually entirely.
I don't know. It's like 20.
Yeah, you know what? Because I'm losing my train of thought, and because this, that, and the other thing, I'm going to wrap this thing up. It is what it is. I'm on vacation. Once again, just thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with us. Once again, the TNA Impact in Reverse, they will be up on the WrestlingWithWrestling.com website. And until the next episode of that, if you haven't caught the latest two, that is with Tara and Christopher Daniels. The Christopher Daniels one, in my opinion, is maybe the best one I've done yet. So definitely want to go look at that one. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you like what I'm doing with both shows. And obviously, if you have any questions, comments, or anything else, you can always hit me on Twitter at 6_podcast. You can shoot me an email at 6sidepod@gmail.com. There are no numbers or gimmicks in that one, just straight letters. And as usual, if you want to be a guest on the show, like Mike has been, like Kyle has been, like Jimmy has been, and on down the line, Jenna included, and everybody else, obviously drop me a line, and I'm good whenever. We'll make it work. But until the next episode of whatever drops first, TNA Impact in Reverse, or the next Impact Wrestling Review show, this is the Taxman saying, take care of yourselves, and good night.